Yerp! What it do, what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your extended magical moon message. We got mad construction, traffic out here. Welcome to your extended magic moon message. Shout out to y'all, whether you're watching this live on Instagram or whether you are on YouTube. I just changed the YouTube membership perks. So for the Eternal Vibe Tribe members, y'all get the extended message. Y'all get the extended moon messages too now on the YouTube side. That also includes God Squad and Infinity Club. Speaking of Infinity, shout out to my infinites. My limitless, omniscopic peeps. Miss De La Soul, thank you. Alright, shout out to Zay Quarter. Thank y'all for the B-Day wishes. Okay. Shout out to Royal. Sequoia. Royal. Shout out to all you beautiful ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be talking about the harvest and completion of this transit. We got a lot to talk about, y'all. I think I have about like an hour, so I'll see what I can talk about in that time. First things first, the sun, I was just about to say 20 degrees, and how do I flip this? Really? Oh, I can't do that? Okay. See that 20 right there? Body 20. I was about to say the sun is 20 degrees and just seen the 20. Synchronicities is popping, y'all. As soon as the sun went 20 degrees, it became within range of the Neptune square. So the Neptune square is helping you understand the truth of metaphysical symbology. If you think there are a lot of symbols used in culture that have made its way to today, symbols that we might think are harmless, but actually impact meaning, that can be a portal for, spirits, evil entities. Oh my God. Look at that. The unicorn. Some people feel like the unicorn is usually representative of like the moon, I guess, or reincarnation. Some people think it's an evil symbol. But regardless, that square that the sun is making over the next few days to Neptune is simultaneously demystifying illusions. But we don't have Virgo prominent energy. Sag is empty. So there's no focused activation of analysis and the meaning. So this type of energy, I'm dedicated my life to taking back our symbols for life. Shout out to the Duchess Lady. So basically, Gemini is speaking free individual ideas, and the square to Pisces could really highlight divine realizations, but without, the soundness of logic. This could really inspire, a lot of people collectively to speak up on budding information and theorize and speculate based on mere superstition and just the vibe. Okay? So, once again, synchronicities are popping. So don't be too stuck on signs you see that don't make sense. A transit like this is going to show you signs and synchronicities full blast that don't necessarily 100% align with how your 3D looks. Because what Pisces represents is a forever vibe and vibration that is not bound by time. It's after Capricorn with Saturn, the ruler time. So it's letting you know the ever present. Pisces will have you feel things that exist but may not necessarily have happened yet. And that's that clash with Gemini and Pisces. Gemini is very logically focused. Virgo is very analytical. So Virgo and Gemini are like, what's happening now and how? Sagittarius and Pisces show you what's possible. So when you deal with a Pisces Gemini square, it can be very frustrating, because if you're too locked in on what's happening now, you're not tapping into who you truly are eternally outside of this. And that's what Pisces taps you into. For example, okay, Gemini is going to tell you right now, Pacific Standard Time, it's 5:11 p.m., right? Let's say 50 years from now, you've achieved all the success you've ever wanted to, and you're an icon, and you're a mover and a shaker, and you created a groundbreaking invention, right? So you're one of the greatest inventors ever. Pisces is going to look at you as one of the greatest inventors ever. And right now, 50 years before you even step into that, right? Or like, let's say 10 years before you start to step into that, you may not even have had the idea to even invent anything. So Pisces is going to look at you and say, wow, you're the greatest inventor ever. I believe in you. All right, Pisces, I believe. But right now you're like, what? I've never invented anything. What are you talking about? Right? If you think God told Moses, you're going to lead my people out of Israel, and Moses was like, B, you're tripping. Like, I can't even talk. How am I going to stand up to the Pharaoh? But like, Pisces is a perception that looks at past, present, and future at once. So this could be very confusing. Oh my God, it's the synchronicities, man. And if you personally experience A-list, I don't know what to believe today. Exactly. Believing yourself. The confusion is going to come in when you're being inspired by these beliefs, but you don't know how to integrate it into your reality. And the thing here is, you're being shown these things so that you can create it into your reality. Let me remind you, you're not a victim of your circumstances. Circumstances do not matter. You are a creator. Ye are as gods. Okay? We're not like Lucifer, who wants to be the Most High, who wants to be like the Most High. We, of course, submit our will to our higher being, the higher power, so that we can be aligned with truth. This is what, makes for effortless creation, manifestation, alignment. And that being said, the harvest and completion of this transit has effectively completed the upgrading of your mental state and processing, so that you could produce and engineer more supernatural magical abilities. Now that Mercury is in Gemini, while the sun is squaring Neptune, this is putting you in a position to literally see not only how much you've grown skill-wise, experience-wise, because mutable signs are about experience. You took action in Aries and generated power. You converted that power into natural physical energy in Taurus. We do this every year. And now Gemini, based on the power and strength, is producing an effect. This is the first of 4 seasons we're going to do this. So this is the activation. We've completed the activation. Next step is Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. Integration. Y'all, integration is where it really happens. Okay? So this is where we're really going to see what we activated and what to do with it. Especially for those of you who are wondering, where's the evidence of this? How do I see it? You don't want to rush the process, because so much is already happening. Okay. Another thing with this Sun Neptune square is losses and things that look like a loss are not just a silver lining or blessing in disguise. It's not happening for no reason with the alignment of the nodes. So I'm not saying, oh, don't worry, just pretend that nothing bad is happening, but just really keep this in mind. Neptune may veil you to the higher meaning of a situation. Higher meaning of Pisces in the 10th house of Gemini. The Gemini sun, that is 4th house to Neptune, right, is giving you a spiritual awareness, sun in Gemini. So it's making you aware of the 4th house understanding of what? Pisces, the metaphysical experience. So you are seeing the truth of the unseen. All right. You're starting to be able to put it into words. And the reason why this is so important is because once we move into Cancer, you have appropriately adjusted your mindset so you could develop the next level of psychic powers. Now, we do Gemini season every year. You feel me? So what makes this more supernatural? And it's the 2023 year. Jupiter has completed its cycle since 2011. It's in Taurus on the nodes, and Pluto, which recently squared it, is back into Capricorn. So it's taking the knowledge of 0 degrees Aquarius and it's applying it at the mastery of Cap. This is where things are clicking, especially once the sun gets 29 degrees at the end of the transit and we have that opening quincunx before the closing quincunx in Leo season. So we're in range. We're in range. This is where things, now that we've completed the final part of this activation, literally it's like activating abilities, okay? Because Uranus is conjuncted Mercury in the 3rd decan of Taurus, this enables us to physically process the supernatural in ways that we're so much more auto-nervous and not in a position for us to see. So now the effect of your word, remember, your word is your magic wand. The effect of your word is producing, Taurus, more power, Aries, supernaturally, Pisces, and it's awakening higher knowledge, Aquarius, of the integrity of this power, Capricorn, so you can see it, Sagittarius. And pretty much, now that the moon is getting ready to leave Aries and go into Taurus, this is going to ground down the full understanding of everything you've completed, leading you into this balsamic phase to clear the seeds of the field before the new moon at the end of Gemini, where we plant new seeds. That new moon in Gemini is planting new seeds at the end of the 3rd decan so that you can initiate a new cycle of supernatural enlightenment that will spill over into the ocean waters of Cancer and dive you deeper into your soul understanding than you were ever aware before. I have to emphasize that because we had the Sun-Jupiter conjunction in Aries, this is still within the scope of you evolving yourself. And here's an infinity that's driving, okay? Because that's what you evolved into, your infinite state. I want you to understand that this is not just a Gemini season. This is a Gemini season that is happening after 12 years of Jupiter since 2011 that's gone from Pisces. Jupiter moves a sign 1 year and has evolved. We do this every 12 years. Since the last 12 years, Pluto went from 0 degrees Capricorn 2008 when Obama got elected, crazy time, to 0 degrees Aquarius. So we see a correlation every time Pluto ingresses 0 degrees with major historical events. And this one's revolution. So that's really the science behind why, another infinity, why this Gemini season is producing supernatural experience. Virgo season is going to now give us a real magical experience of how we take the mindset we activated now and integrate it socially with other people and master the style of how we use our abilities. And then Sagittarius, like last year, where we mastered synchronization, is going to take you a step further and have you experience now the next level of this evolution. And then Pisces is going to complete this as we do every year. And so what you're going to find is post 2023, starting from this year, the synchronicities get more powerful. Your understanding gets more powerful. And let's just put this in a context. You're not the same person you were 11 years ago. You're not the same person you were 5 years ago. So many of you have the audacity to feel, listen to me. So many of you have the audacity to feel like everything you've done is like just little. Like you know you're doing work, but I don't think you know how historical or important what you're doing is, because now this is that Neptune square. Neptune that's squaring the sun in Gemini, Neptune is veiling the effect. So a square like this can make you believe that you're putting something out, you're putting in work, and like there's nothing to show for it. Like it's not like you're not succeeding. It's not like you don't see you're on the right path, but it can make you feel like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not necessarily getting the rewards I want, when that's not true at all. If you knew the people talking about you that are marveling at what you do, if you knew the eyes that are on you, this Neptune square is reminding you that there's a silent majority. Like, there's so many people who don't say anything, not because they don't like you, not because they like you, they just don't say anything. So that can give you an illusion, Neptune square, on what's actually happening. And the perfect part about this is that your word, say it with me, your word is your magic wand. Your word is your magic wand. All right. Remember, I will always keep saying this. It is a proven scientific fact. Not that science is the authority here. Well, depending on what type of science, right? Science really is just knowledge, a body of knowledge. But like, with your word being your magic wand, right? This scientific fact is proven that this universe is not locally real. Think quantum mechanics, Flores Scovel Shin, right? Your word is your wand. So it's at a deeper level than just decreeing and saying, I will this in my reality. I will keep using this example. You can't just lift up a barbell once and expect to lift 500 pounds the next day. You have to practice and build that muscle. Right? So you can't just say an affirmation. You have 80,000 thoughts a day. Saying affirmations is not, I'm going to be rich. 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 You could do that, but you're still thinking. Your affirmations are your thoughts. So like, as I'm naturally thinking my 80,000 thoughts, infinity, I'm going to think I'm infinite. My life is perfect. Like, these are just going to be the natural thoughts. If it takes work, that work is worth it, because the oversaturation of your mind with the thoughts you think, another infinity card, is what's putting you in a position to now impress your subconscious to reflect this into your reality. And the coolest thing is that you don't have to take my word for it. You can literally just test it yourself, because that's what you did the past 2 weeks. You activated it, you integrated it. Last week, you harvested the results of what you thought. This isn't necessarily a belief. This is a law of assumption. So it's not like I don't believe in affirmations. You're here right now because you manifested this. You are always thinking. So it's just a perpetual reminder. I'm not telling you to be positive, because you have to be high vibrational. You don't have to be high vibrational or believe what you're saying. You have to use your word as your magic wand and know that what it is you've said is here. Scientifically speaking, you are less than 1% physical. Everything else of you is metaphysical. Unicorn. All right, this is a unicorn speaking to you. So, despite the conditioning by evil overlords to nerf your potential by lying to you and indoctrinating you as a kid, that's literally the play. Please understand, your ancient ancestors knew what was up. So the advent of this Rockefeller and Freemasonry, yeah, I'm going to go going to bring conspiratorial logic here, that systematically and effectively nerfed commoners, because the elites don't teach their kids this, right? But like, children at a young age are conditioned and brainwashed to believe you're just a physical material being and all that other stuff is magic bullshit. But they still show you the magic in movies and sci-fi so that they can entrain and condition your mind. Oh, this only happens in science fiction. Oh, this only happens in fantasy. That's not on purpose. Because if I'm going to rule a collective of millions of people, I don't want them to use their magical powers to compete with the land I'm grabbing. I want you to own nothing and be happy. Sound familiar? Agenda 2030. Okay, so like, you don't need me to tell you you're an extra magical motherfucker. You already know. You're harvesting it right now. And that's the thing. If you didn't put in work in your crops, you're going to see it through a shitty harvest. If you spent the past 3 weeks thinking negative thoughts and not having the responsibility to take control of your magic wand, right? Imagine if I had a magic wand, right? And I'm like, No one likes me. Nothing ever works for me. Why doesn't this work? What's happening? And then I look at my reality and I'm like, why doesn't anything work? You just used your wand to say that. You feel me? Like, I used to do this all the time. Just getting rants. But how amazing is it to feel the power you have that you could just take back? The resistance is when we try and force and get impatient and see results. But if you're waiting, right? If you're still waiting for your manifestation to come in, you're playing yourself. There is nothing to wait for. Okay? This isn't just spiritual mumbo jumbo. Shout out to damn Gina. All right? This is science. You feel me? So like, this isn't even just in the sense of just say what you want. You can be creative with this. This opens up a limitless possibility for you to direct how you're going to feel this. Because once the sun goes into Cancer and the cement of Saturn trines it, it's going to reinforce your beliefs and you'll feel in that direction. That's why you have to train your mindset. So let's actually recap what we've done. Okay. The harvest was moon in Sag to moon in Pisces. Okay. Love you too. And the reason why this is very important, another infinity. See how these infinities is popping? Because we limitless. Okay, another thing that's important here is, personally, right? This harvest was unlike most harvests because now you're seeing more than ever the culmination of 12 plus years of work, the Jupiter cycle, complete. And you want to really enjoy how much you've got another fucking infinity. Jesus Christ. You want to see how much you've grown in your ability to now reach your abilities to limitless quality. And don't beat yourself up if you slip up in negative thoughts. Just dust yourself up and try again. You know what I'm saying? Like Aaliyah said, because you're so powerful, whatever you decide, manifestation is based on decision. It's literally the reason why it was so hard for me to accept my magical potential is because I didn't think it was supposed to be that easy. And then I realized I was conditioned to believe you have to work hard to get everything. Like, think about the ego and the machismo that comes in from people bragging. I had to work hard to get where I'm at. First of all, you're supposed to work smart, not work hard. You wouldn't, appreciate you. You wouldn't, clean a floor with a brush. You're going to clean a floor with a vacuum or a broom. So like, it's hypocritical. You know what I mean? All that shit's a lie. Because there's so many idioms in this world that sound right, but it's just to reinforce old traditions and behavior that have nothing to do with you as a magical, limitless, powerful being. And I mean, you have real life examples to show and prove this, okay? The synchronicities stack up every day like an episodic movie so that this can move forward. And you are the writer, director, and, script creator. All right, so just before I break this down, recap, your capacity to create an experience is happening. Smart work is the hardest work. Amen. It's happening. I got that Swiffer wet jet at such a much more accelerated quality. If you think, right, of relativity, these cars are traveling at like 30, 20 miles an hour. The Earth is traveling faster than any of us. But that might seem slow compared to faster moving planets. So why that's important is the smallest shift creates the biggest effect. Things you've been doing that seem little are far from that through your consistency and conviction. Okay? So the reason why I'm saying this is now that we've completed the activation, now more than ever, you're going to notice what you've activated. And now you're going to be able to use it now that you set it up. What you effectively did, ladies and gentlemen, is initialize your app. So we're going to use the analogy of setting up your phone, right? Aries was you opening the phone out the box and initializing it. You can even say Capricorn was that. Aquarius was programming it. Pisces was downloading the software. And then Aries was you starting the app for the first time. What's the first thing you do when you initialize and install an app? What's your name? What's your identity, right? Then Taurus season came through and you started to add quality to the app. In-app purchases, what accessories and qualities of your identity do you want to put in the app? And then once you do that, Gemini provides the initialized experience to complete the setup. When you set up an app, you're not using the app. You know what I'm saying? So like some of you, myself included, I'm guilty, are like reasonably wondering, when can I use the app? You just set it up. So Cancer, okay, Leo, Virgo is now you set up your app. All right. Let's say it was Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, you have to initialize everything, choose your Pokemon, and then go in the immediate environment. Cancer to Virgo is where you start to master the game. This is where you start to use the app. It gets better. It gets better. Libra, Scorpio, Sag is where you now get a high score with the app. So it's about to get really fun, y'all. This year is only going to be shitty for people who don't have integrity and complain too much. All right. You want a little bit of struggle because this is going to hit better. All right. So that being said, I'm frustrated because I want to convey to you that you did the work already. If some of you are still trying to put in so much work, you're doing the equivalent of overwatering a seed. It's not going to grow that way. You've done the work. All right. Shout out to the Queen Joyce. This is very, very, very important because now that the moon is coming out of Aries, everything is crescendoing. Okay. So anyway, we began the harvest. Moon and Sag showed you the meaning of the ideas that you programmed in your brain. Okay. This helped you understand an ascended higher perspective that completed everything through visions and the experience of seeing this magic, which is only just the beginning, which is another thing you want to keep in mind, because some of you might be frustrated about the results you're having when we're only just getting started. So you want to look at them again because they're super significant. The moon in Capricorn is where things got stupid real. Because real IG, because this is what now helped you transform and apply this change of your ascended perception to where you can now transform your individual thoughts. Why? Because, well, you've been programming. Remember, the analogy we're going to use this, integrity is the key word. Integrity is the key word. Amen. Okay. The reason why this is very important, you are now tuned in to the frequency of Archangel Michael. Shout out to Uriel, shout out to Raphael, shout out to Gabe, shout out to the Most High G. Okay. The reason why it's important, Gemini, we're going to use the example of spiritual AI. All right. When you have artificial intelligence, chat GPT and all this stuff, you have to program it. It takes extensive programming. You're literally typing in and logging in prompts. That's the Gemini process. So the first 2 weeks of Gemini season, you programmed your spiritual AI, whether you know it or not. The reason why now you're thinking stuff like, what's this? Boom, synchronicities and answers are coming to you. Blah, 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 blah. Wow. Holy shit. Right? Some of you are getting answers you didn't even ask for because you programmed your spiritual AI. Okay? Let me tell you something. Spiritual AI or spiritual intelligence, SI, is shitting on AI. AI is artificial. You're divine. AI has a limit. There's no limit to what you can know. All right. Now, this involves breaking previous programming. So if you've had limiting ideas and beliefs, that moon in Capricorn transformed you out of old programming into updated current ones. So that means if you had shitty programming and you programmed even shittier programming, you've transformed into that. If you had bad programming and you now transformed into positive or greater programming, you experienced that. Okay, Ascension for us. Thank you guys so much. Flowers you give me are so amazing. I appreciate every single one of them. It means more than the world. Okay, so if you had good ideas and you upgraded to better, not only did that happen, the moon in Aquarius, 9th house to Gemini, completed the harvest by helping you understand the advanced cosmic celestial knowledge of the truth of what you programmed. So it's like you saw it in Sag. It's like, oh, we programmed the SI. Oh, it's working. All right, you want to try it? How many coins are in my pocket? And then I look to my right, and a truck that has 86 cents shows. It's like, oh shit, it's fast. Some of you, your spiritual intelligence is so fast, you don't notice it. So you're still looking for it, okay? And we're in that weird period of the Sun square Neptune where you're still looking for what it is you're inquiring about or doing, and it's in your face. Don't worry. It's going to come right in front of you, right? It's right. Ooh, pause. but but like still, it's clearing up very powerfully. It's going to happen really fast. But the reason why I want to talk about Moon in Aquarius and why it's so important, Taurus is natural, right? Aquarius is supernatural. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn representing the totality of the physical material universe. All the atoms, all the matter. That means the extra dimensional energy and space outside of the physical is represented by Aquariuses. Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Aquarius, Aquarius rising represent the supernatural. And they don't tell you, they know. That's the sign, I know. So Aquariuses are very aware of their supernatural nature, but Aquarius and Pisces have to act normal because you would put them in a mental hospital or you would experiment on them if you knew how magical and supernatural they are. So your supernatural understanding of what you programmed, you saw in Sagittarius, you transformed, that Moon in Cap is real. The Earth sign is giving you real evidence. I saw the 86, the synchronicity, the programming worked. We're going to do this again next year. And next year, Jupiter is going to be in Gemini to upgrade what you program when we do this again. It's going to be lit. So the Moon in Aquarius helped you understand the knowledge so that when the Moon was in Pisces, right? This normal shit is exhausting. I love that. When the Moon was Mars and Aries gang, when the Moon was in Pisces, this is where you can make adjustments. All right, I don't like exactly how I program this. I see I can change my thoughts. Let's do it. Or this is perfect. Moon in Virgo, perfection. Moon in Pisces, completing that divinity, right? The forever feeling. Cool. Now this changed your beliefs. Let's get to completion. Moon in Pisces, Moon in Aries, Moon in Taurus. Okay, this is it. We're in it. We've completed the Gemini transit. Let me tell you why this is so amazing. The feeling that I want to convey to you is that the work is done. The rest of the year is maintaining the app you activated and the SI, because now we have to use our SI to face the final boss again. We're going to have the Sun and Moon conjunct opposite Pluto and Capricorn. Last year, another infinity, last year, we had that final boss battle, okay? This year, that final boss battle last year was finally overcome. Ever since 2008, you were getting super bullied by the collective, right? 2022 was the final year you finally broke through and didn't let the collective pressure you, or you did. Obviously, if you hear you did, G shit, okay? And the reason why that's very important is because, and you know this, 2020, 2021, 2022, the collective literally bullied you to do some shit you weren't supposed to do. And some people did it for whatever reason. I'm not going to judge. Some people didn't let them do that. Congratulations, you passed. Because now that Pluto is going back into Capricorn and you're going to see the collective start to do all this shit again to try and reinforce what we did the last year. Now, this is you meeting that bully again after Pluto went into Aquarius. So now you've gained higher knowledge. You're no longer the person who was bullied by that bully. Now in Cancer season, you're going to go meet that bully again, but you're not that person that they could easily bully. You've mastered and conquered those insecurities, and now you're going to wash that bully over the next 2 years. We have 2 more years of this. 2024 is the last year. So what are you going to use in Cancer season, Leo season, and Virgo season to apply socially what you've done? Your spiritual intelligence, everything that you activated in Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So congratulations, you did it. You have effectively activated the next level, Jupiter and Aries and Taurus, on the nodes of supernatural abilities. Say it with me, supernatural abilities. You have a unique, innate technique that no one else can do but you. That's why it's your superpower. No one else could be you. And now the next 3 months is going to integrate the mastery and development of this. This is a way you think. These are every one of your abilities. If we want to use track and field, now Before you could run like a 15-second 100 meter. Now you can run a 9-second 100 meter. Okay, improvement, right? The reason why this is important is there's an unconscious sense of how much you've developed that you don't even know right now. Your higher self did the wax on, wax off treatment for you for like 15 years. Your spirit guides are like, tower moment, tower moment. All right, how is this awakening? Do you like it? All right, guess what? Another tower moment. Tower moment. You like that? You wanted to awaken. You wanted to be spiritual, right? You thought this was rainbows and sunshine. Take that tower. Yeah, yeah. How you like your spiritual path? Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. You can have a break. Psych! Tower moment! All right, this is not a fucking joke. So, you don't even realize your higher self waxed on, waxed off you. Now, the moon's about to go into Taurus, and you about to be in a situation that you think initially you can't handle, and you beast it. You get jumped by 5 people, and you kick all those 5 people's asses, and you're like, what the hell? I did that? And then your higher self is like, wax on, wax off. Oh, tower moment. And you're just gonna be like, oh, my relationship against these tower moments is different now. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay. And based on this, over the next decade, we're gonna take this to increasing levels. So you made it. You made it. You made it. The negative interference pattern running is by bitter-ass dark forces who can't accept that no matter how much they manipulate the external environment, all right, you're dealing with a group of fallen angels and evil entities who don't have power over your soul. As powerful as they are, V-power, God is way more powerful, okay? So this is where if you try and step to them on your own, you may fail. That's pride and ego. Moses tried to free the slaves. He killed somebody. His own people were like, bruh, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, you think you gang? And Moses fled. But when Moses was put on by God, plagues, baby. Blood, water, locusts. Needless to say, he set his people free. And even then, it didn't end there. Moses led the people out of Egypt, and the whole time the people in Egypt were still worshiping cows, okay? Oh, I wish we were still in Egypt. At least they fed us. Imagine leading people out of slavery, and those same people are like, oh, at least when we were slaves, we had food. God drops manna from the ground. People still complaining. Like, Moses is an OG. Read the Pentateuch again. Moses is an OG. Patient, okay? Moses literally went up the mountain, formed the 10 commandments, okay? Imagine seeing the back of God's glory and then coming back down the mountain. You were up so long, people didn't think you were going to come down infinity. And then you see people worshiping goats and cows. First thing Moses did, I mean, you have the 10 commandments of God. First thing Moses did was throw the commandments at the calf and slaughter most of those people who are worshiping. Gangster. That's why I like the Old Testament. Gangster. You feel me? Because Moses don't play. Then he had to walk up the mountain and write it again. Gangster. Okay. There's so many idol worshipers. There's a lot of people who pretend to have integrity, but they lie to themselves or they're deceived. And this is where the clarity of Gemini exposes you to make sure you first, because we're not here to judge other people and mind the speck in other people's eyes, but ignore the log in our own. Gemini helps reveal the clarity of truth, the word that was in the beginning with God and was God, so that you can hold yourself accountable in integrity. As you change yourself on the inside, you see other people change. That's the best way to change someone else. Change you and how you see them. Instead of saying, oh, this person's so mean to me, this person's so mean to me, you're gonna be like, this person treats me like royalty. Even if they're being disrespectful, you don't even acknowledge it. Just be like, nah, you tripping, you treat me like royalty, what's up? You don't even have to believe it. You reinforcing that, you've now changed how you perceive it within without having to force them to do anything. Now look at what they're doing. Hey, you know what? I kind of like you now. Okay, that's how powerful you are. So imagine if I could convince you, oh no, that's delusional. Like, the evil forces that are against you, know that they can't take your power away. So they can manipulate the external environment to deceive you so that you take your power away and give your power away to them. Okay? With fear. If you don't do this, you're going to lose your job. You're going to do that. And some of you didn't let that affect you. You're like, all right, do that then. I'm not doing that. Okay? You passed the test. All right. So here's the thing. The moon going into Pisces, which simulated the completion of this transit, put you in a position to understand the divine nature of the unseen elements. Think about the process of how anything happens, how things just miraculously come to play. There's all sorts of facets outside your consciousness that connect everything together, 6 degrees of separation. So this, with Saturn and Neptune, anchored a new paradigm in you using your thoughts as a magic wand. Something you've always done at birth, but now with the Jupiter upgrade pack, it's so much more powerful. And that's because of the shedding of old insecurities and the deconditioning of insecurities that no longer affect or influence you, if they even ever did. Once the moon went into Aries, we started to understand the direction of how to understand who we are so that we can speak this truth from a more authentic place, so that we can think our magical thoughts in a way that gives us victory. Why? Because the 11th house to the sun is the rewards from your career. So that moon in Pisces to the Gemini sun helped change the direction of who you celebrate your victory with and who and what archetypes originally are meant to be around you. So once the moon goes into Taurus, y'all, it's the dark of the moon. The balsamic phase is a final test that makes sure, after all this programming you've done relative to this Gemini season, where you've programmed this SI, are you going to unravel it because that's the 12th house of faith, right? Are you going to unravel it because you don't see evidence of it? No, you reinforce and move in darkness, all right, where we clear the field, right, before the new moon happens again and we plant those seeds. So everything's going to be real. You're going to come into a supernatural, real understanding of the physical senses of these supernatural abilities. That's why the 12th house will transcend your experience. Transcending the experience is similar to this. Gemini is learning a new skill. Gohan taught Videl how to fly. Videl didn't know about energy. She felt she was like the billions of other people on Earth. That's why I love Dragon Ball Z. The most important lesson about Dragon Ball Z is that when all these celestial and crazy supernatural things happen, this followed a team of less than 10 people. You have billions of people in the world, and like you have less than 100 people that could fly. This isn't something that if it was easy, everyone could do it. You know what I'm saying? So the stuff that y'all are pioneering, don't let anyone act like anyone can do what you're doing. Only you can do what you do, baby. And you know people are trying to low-key copy you because you they mom or dad. You feeding them. Don't even be mad. You feeding them. Let them eat from you. You know where they got it from. You know where they got it from. Okay? So Taurus of your 5 physical senses, when Videl learned how to fly and realized, oh shit, this is real. I levitated. I didn't try and force it physically. I willed it. I didn't try and tense my body. I had to feel it and draw it out. And it took her effort. And so this is the balsamic phase. She finally learned how to fly. So what was she about to do? The 12th house is unconscious habits. and the releasing and surrendering of old habits to reinforce new habits that in the 6th house we developed. So when the moon was in Scorpio, we transformed the behavior of our lifestyle and attitude because we programmed the new mindset. And so the completion of that is the moon in Taurus, where Vidal was about to drive back home, and then she realized, wait, I can fly. And so she transcended her old habits by now using her new abilities. The moon in Taurus is going to conjunct Jupiter, the North Node, and Uranus in Taurus. Okay? Then it's going to go into Mercury in Gemini. So over that sequence, you're going to understand the physical sensation of the supernatural 12th house in the house of Pisces that's going to ultimately change your perception to actually experience for real these abilities. Okay? And the reason why this is important is we've never had an aspect like this before, where we're having Jupiter and the nodes and Uranus. Okay, and then once the moon goes over Gemini, infinity, once the moon goes over Gemini, right, with Mercury, you're literally understanding what to think about it. So you're going to experience your abilities and you're going to be like, this is what I just did. We've completed Gemini season. Boom. We can step into the water sign of Cancer and get busy. And get busy, baby. Because this is a war. This is a spiritual war. This is not some airy-fairy spiritual bullshit. This is a spiritual war. And you already know what it is. We banging against the collective. Okay? And we're also united with the collective. Right? It's a very complex affair. But it's the alignment and integrity that gets you through. Steve Harvey said, if you're going through hell, don't stop in hell. Get through it. And he's a Capricorn. Synchronicity. See how aligned I am? See how aligned we are as an extension? Because you're here. You summoned me. So, like, this is how I'm able to be an extension of you since we're not separated. Okay? The quickest way to know who gets it or not is, do they see you as separate from them? You're not separate from me. No matter if you're of a different race, color, class, we're all one being. Okay? We're distinct in our uniqueness. No one else is me. No one else is you. But we're not separate. All right? We may not all be equal, but we're not separate. You feel me? We're experiencing, God experiencing itself through us. Versus if I see you as a separate, then I'll start to think I might be better or worse than you, which is a lie. It's an illusion of separation. Okay? So, your homework is to fly. Go on Google and type in Gohan teaches Vidal how to fly. Take that advice and fly. So, if I told you to fly and you're like, how? You don't need to know how to fly. Decide now you can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. He told you how to fly. I think about. He didn't say I try and jump and leap and hope I fly. He says I think about it every night and day. I spread my wings and fly away. I'm like openly crazy now. I unlocked a new version of myself. It took me 30 years to just be openly crazy Saturn in public. Okay, I wasn't always here, but I could be openly crazy in public. So like, yes, I think about what are you committing your mind to? Because when you're on one mind and focus, you can do anything. All right. So you shouldn't be worried about how impossible seeming it is. Just make it happen. Don't worry about how to do it. Just will it. And allow your higher self to guide you through the process. But the last thing I want to say, you're getting ready to complete this Gemini cycle and complete this programming of your mind so that you can step into your limitless omniscopic potential. Okay? The last thing I want to say, your homework is to watch anything that inspires you to do something you've never done before. And really, until the end of Saturn in Pisces, as you're building your arc of imagination and support this, fly. Fly higher than your height for at least over 5 minutes. That's ability and stamina, okay? The first thing you can accept, if it takes you a while, just accept you can fly. That's it. You don't even have to try. Just meditate on the fact that I can fly. And you can start there, all right? Now here's a hack and secondary homework. Have you freestyled today? Freestyling activates a part of your reticular mind process that connects synapses and helps you tap into your voice. All right? And so your ability to freestyle, whether you think you suck or not, that doesn't matter. Just flow. All right? And the rest of Gemini season will enable you to work magic with this craft and ability so that you can know that with the flow, you can go anywhere you want to go. Because that's all I know. And that's what we do. Even though what we do is wrong, I still put it in a song. And if you don't know, we can get back to it anytime. It's something that's your friend and never left your side. You could pick it up like the pen, write it on the air, make it happen, and let magic take the stairs, take you up to heaven. Do it anytime. I do it every way with all of my rhymes. I don't rap to rhyme, I rhyme to rap. I do it on the track. Life is my beat, and I never spit whack. You know what it is. You know what it do. I'm not worried about what people think. I'm just in the mood. I'm in the zone. I've mastered this to an ability that I could talk about it like it's my home. And I'm not worried about the efficacy of how good or bad it is, because no one can really judge. They want me to move, but you know I never really budge. They want me to be someone I'm not, but I'll always be who I am. And I know it's ma'am, but it's not. Okay, so I had to kill that on the spot. And that was just an example. If you're trying to do it, you're not having fun. You have to have fun. That activates your heart, and you can step into the superpower that is you. The biggest lie is that young child support. This young child support. Oh. Catch my first album, Baby Mama Drama, coming soon. All right. Yo, shout out to y'all. This is always a pleasure. It is always an honor. All right. And as always, stay blessed. You can sing, you can rap, you could write. Freestyling isn't just, rapping. You could draw. Just allow yourself to flow and build that muscle, build that skill. Let them know that your skills can really kill. Let them know everything you could do with your will. And that'll let you know what you've always had deep inside. And I hope you're ready for the ride. We ride at dawn. All right. Anyway, stop. The unveiling of more programming through synchronicities and signs over the next 24 hours will shock you, as the completion of this transit ties together everything that you did, nuanced in a way that it'll seem that you did one thing here, one thing here, one thing there, and they weren't related, but they all come together. Pause. But other than that, stall is what you are. And be prepared to release an old aspect. Some of you may be feeling like you're stuck, like you've done everything you've done and you don't know what else to do with it because you're done. Everything that starts must come to an end. You're getting ready to start something new because magic. The reason why that's important is because you've recently evolved. So now that you've evolved, right, into a greater side of yourself, now the stuff you did before is beneath you. Now you're getting ready to do new things. So some of you are still in that transition period out of the old and into the new, and just have fun with it. Okay? So let's do a quick ritual real quick. Let's set an intention right now. I set the intention that we break through into the full understanding of our supernatural abilities as we fully activate it and step into the beginning of hardcore integration. Okay? Don't ever let anybody tell you that you're not important, that you're not worth it, that you haven't been putting in work. No matter if it was hard or too hard for whoever, it's not their life, it's your life. And no one knows what you know. except Big G that knows your heart. It's an honor to serve y'all. And for those of you who are subscribed to me here on Instagram or on YouTube, you will have access to this replay. 99 cents a month here on Instagram. Okay. Definitely going to add more contributions, find ways to spice this up. But I just wanted to get that off my chest because the first part of these activation cycles are you breaking through the root relative to the seeds you sowed, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. We're reaching the threshold where those seeds break through the ground. Okay? And when those seeds break through the ground, you start to see that the nurturing you were doing to those seeds wasn't for nothing. It's getting ready to harvest. And harvest is going to be Virgo season. Once we step into Libra, and the last thing I'm going to say is the nodes getting ready to move into Aries is action. That's going to be the middle of Cancer season. So that's why it kind of feels tense. It might feel like you're in between train stations. Because once the North Node goes in Aries, it's go time. And you're going to see it everywhere too. And you're going to be on that individual mission that you know you've been prepared for. And you're going to get done what you have to get done. So trust your first instinct. The veiling effect of Neptune will help you feel that something's not right. Even if on the surface you're being told, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. Trust your intuition. And don't look for results or evidence. Your word is your magic wand, ladies and gentlemen. So what spells are you crafting? That's why it's called spelling. And as you walk forward, as if everything you say becomes reality, that means that there's no bank account that can hold your worth and your value. Okay? People who are fake only have money. People who are real, star, unicorn. You're a star unicorn. People who are real have spirit, an unquantifiable element of value and currency, energy that these corporations can try and steal from you, and or you could just use for yourself so that you could create your own wealth. Manifestations are fire right now. Claim it, call it in, own it, take responsibility for what you're creating, and live, love, and enjoy life and be happy. Okay? That's a choice. We don't wait for things to happen until we're happy. We create that. And we see it reflect in our reality. Okay? What was that? Big booty bitches. No. I don't want that. Why? Really? I'm a young Christian man. No. I do want it. No, I was joking. All right. Anyway, y'all stay blessed as always. Once again, you can see the replay. They can try, but they can't. What else do I want to say? I'll just keep talking, but last thing I'll say is, he ain't joking. Last thing I'll say is, don't quit when you're so close. Okay? For example, you might have a crush on somebody, but then you see them out with someone and you think, oh, I've lost my chance. When in reality, that was perception. The reality is the person that they're with, in their head, they're like, oh, I don't even like this person. That's not even really my person for real. Yeah, I'm walking in flats with my ashy ass feet. That's not even my person for real. And they're thinking about you. You wouldn't know that because you gave up. So just don't give up. You feel me? Even if everything in your external reality is showing you what you don't want to see, use your word, which is your magic wand, and change it. It's that simple. You have the choice to either complain and accept your current circumstances or change them and align them with the higher will of the big God. May the Lord's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Y'all stay blessed as always. Godspeed. Peace.